I want to tell you some facts that I think might shock you. The charity Samaritans reported that in 2017 there were 6,213 suicides in the UK and Republic of Ireland, of which 4,694 were male. This means that in the UK, roughly 84 men commit suicide each week. Men are also 75% more likely to take their own lives than women. In fact, the biggest killer of men under 45 is suicide. These figures are unacceptable. On the 2nd of July 2016, my dad took his own life at the age of just 49. He was a generous, kind, caring and funny man. He was one of the hardest working and strongest men I have had the pleasure of knowing. However, he struggled internally and was not able to talk about it or seek the help that he perhaps knew that he needed. This seems to be a trend among men, and in this short documentary I would like to investigate why there is a stereotype of men not speaking up and what can be done about it. Approximately 1 in 4 people in the UK will experience a mental health problem each year. Mental health does not discriminate based on gender, race, age or status. In fact, women are actually more likely to be diagnosed with mental health issues than men. So why is it that more men take their lives than women? And why is it that men often struggle to ask for help? To attempt to answer this, perhaps we need to begin by taking a look at gender stereotypes. For generations, many societies have encouraged men to be strong and not to admit to struggling. They are often raised with the narrative that real men don't cry and that to do so only shows weakness. Growing up, boys are much more likely to be told by parents, teachers and peers that they shouldn't cry and should frankly just get on with things. The media perpetuates this stereotype. We are constantly fed stories through film and television that feature a strong man and a damsel in distress. This puts across the message that for women it is perfectly acceptable to cry and be in need of help. However, for men, they need to always be the hero. This narrative throughout pop culture can be harmful and may be what is making a lot of men feel like they need to deal with all their emotions on their own. There is also a large and old-fashioned tradition of men being expected to be the breadwinner of the family. This gender expectation puts a great deal of pressure and stress on men to be the sole provider for their family. There has been a direct link between worrying about finances and development of mental health problems, and may be another explanation as to why men are more likely to commit suicide than women. Perhaps not surprising either is the fact that as unemployment rates rise, so do suicide rates. Scarily, only 1/3 of people who take their own lives are actually in healthcare treatment at the time. The sheer volume of people that need help and don't manage to ask for it is terrifying. I want to stress how important it is to look after your own mental health. When you get on a plane, one of the first things the crew tells you is to put your own oxygen mask on before helping others. This is a rule that we should follow when it comes to our own mental health too. If you feel that you are struggling, then please seek help, whether that is by talking to someone you are close to, ringing a helpline or seeking help from a doctor. It is important not to suffer in silence. Death by suicide is preventable. Let's try and put an end to this silent epidemic.